Yo, what up, guys? Your boy T-Dub. What's blazing in sports? We are here live. All right, guys. So, hope some of you guys got a chance to catch this World Boxing Super Series between George Groves and Chris Eubank Jr. I know a lot of people had this almost at a 50-50 fight. Some went completely with George Groves, other went with Chris Eubank Jr. But guys, I have a lot to say about this fight. Stay tuned. And while I check to make sure it is recording right, coming to you guys live and not just stuttering on me, give me a second as I check YouTube and subscribe, like, share, hit that dinner bell, guys. So whenever your boy go live, it's just like getting some out of grandma's kitchen. You know it's going to be good. All right? All right, guys. So we're not looking too bad. Alright, guys, so we got the World Boxing Super Series right here for the Muhammad Ali Trophy. This guy, the winner of this one, goes on to fight in the final match. And this was a very good high fight that a lot of people saw as being a pretty competitive fight. Some even saw this fight as Chris Eubank Jr. finally stepping out of his dad's shadow, you know, and becoming his own man as a boxer. Guys, if you saw this fight, if you thought he won or lost, do you believe that he done that? Do you believe that he is still in his father's shadow? Guys, so while you think about that, let me get into the fight. So I kind of predicted that George Groves is going to come out and use that jab a lot. I know he likes to hang it low, keeps that right typically nice and tight. And Chris Eubank is a little bit more stiffer, but the guy packs a nice little punch when he does throws his shot. So when I get into these fights like this, I really want to see how each fighter going to come out round one. And round one looked like a very passive aggressive. They both came out aggressive, but then it was more like a fill out round for the first round. But guys, first round I gave to George Groves. I thought the second round as well. George Groves, honestly, he dictated. You know, he showed more ring generalship throughout this fight. Just being a little bit a better boxer, using his range, feigning with that jab. And a lot of people don't understand that. All those little feints and that movement, it throws the other person off from not being able to get their shots off. And by him moving like that, Chris Eubank looked very stiff, guys. He looked very stiff. He didn't seem like, fluent with his punches. He could not get the timing on the distance or the range. And then we go into the third round. In the third round, Chris Eubank finally able to land some big shots, but also it could have been, I missed it, it could have been because of the clash of heads. He had a cut on the right side of his eyebrow that kind of went down, which bled throughout the fight. But guys, from this point on, to be honest, I can go through each round, but they pretty much very similar. The one thing I can say is that Chris Eubank Jr. was throwing a lot of left hooks, and a lot of them wasn't landing, but every now and then he was timing it right. He did catch George Groves with some of them big shots, and you would think, could he capitalize on it? But a lot of times, even when he was going bat wild crazy in the corners or along the ropes, George Groves was able to roll up some of them shots or take some of them shots. It got pretty rough and rugged in there a lot of times when they got close up. So as we go through the fight, pretty much if it's in the center of the ring, George Groves' jab was doing better. George Groves was actually countering very, very well. The one thing I didn't like about Chris Eubank Jr., which he got to work on, maybe he got a little mentally frustrated because he started throwing some really wild looping shots. I mean, just really wild left hooks and big right hands where he was missing. He was throwing in the early on kind of like a really lazy jab to the body of George Groves, and George Groves were able to counter it sometimes with a right hand. But with this fight right here, it was pretty much dominated for the most part by George Groves. It seemed like some point throughout the fight, Chris Eubank said, you know what, I can't outbox this guy. I can't do what I want to do in the center ring. I have to make it ugly. I have to knock this guy out. A lot of people get in this type of phase when there's maybe 2 or 3 rounds left and they're getting beat. I believe he got into this phase maybe around round 4, somewhere in the area, because he was just throw a couple wild shots, hesitate, and there's George Groves using his side-to-side movement. And when George Groves get along them ropes or along them corners, he would go bad crazy and just start throwing shots. He would lunge with shots where his head would go in between the ropes. And one time, he would lunge with shots, his body went in between the ropes. The referee tried to jump in, and he came right from around the ropes, and he kept swinging. So it got pretty wild in there. You know, it got a little ugly at times in there. But overall, like I was watching, I was seeing some people say that George Groves only won because he was holding. And no, I don't think George Groves was doing much holding at all. I think George Groves wanted to keep that distance, keep that lateral movement, keep that jab. And overall, I thought he won the fight. Chris Eubank just didn't have the boxing skills and the range finder. You know what? The one thing I would say about George Groves, not George Groves, but what Chris Eubank should have probably done, guys. I know I'm just a guy on YouTube, just telling you what I think. I know, guys, but it's just one of the things because I currently still box and I train fighters, so I always like to throw my 2 cents in there, and hopefully for some people you take some from it. The one thing I think that Chris Eubank Jr. should have done more was jab, guys. He did not really jab that much at all. He was pretty slow with his jab when he did do it. His reaction wasn't as fast in the coming back, and he was looping his shots really wide, guys. I'm going to start naming them hula hoop shots. And when he got George Groves in the corner, he would just throw them shots like, ha. Now, one thing I think that George Groves probably should have done, not George, I'm getting the names mixed up, with Chris Eubank Jr. probably should have done, he probably should have dug to the body much. If George Groves was moving like he was, George Groves really didn't seem as tired throughout the fight. Yes, his face took a little battery, it was a little bruised up, but some people mark up pretty easy. He seemed to take majority of the punches fairly well. He did seem to get stunned every now and then, but not enough that you think that, he's in trouble. I think Chris Eubank Jr., he can come back from this. The thing is, he just got to work on, footwork. Work on, snapping his shots. He needs to really focus on that jab, and not just a single jab, but 1, 2, and 3 jabs. He just let George Groves dictate the pace, dictate the range, dictate when the fight was going to happen. And the only time I've seen Chris Eubank Jr. really do much of was when the fight went along the ropes, along the corner, or anything like that. It was, all right, I want to play pin the tail on your donkey. This is the pin. Your tail is this is the tail, and your face is going to be where I'm going to pin it at. And he's just throwing heat seekers and heat seekers and heat seekers. He's throwing a lot of uppercuts at George Groves, and he did land some. Don't get me wrong, guys. He did land some, but it wasn't enough. And even during those time, I think George Groves, actually got some off himself. He landed a couple good shots. I remember Chris Eubank Jr. was getting ready to throw a big shot. George Groves caught him with a hook in between shots. And as Chris Eubank Jr. threw his, George Groves rolled under Chris Eubank's hook. So, guys, I think, some people are trying to say the decision was given to him, home cooked loving, or whatever crazy stuff I've been hearing already. But to be honest, I think George Groves won that fight fair and square. He deserved to go on. He was the better man tonight. Chris Eubank Jr. got to go back to the drawing board. Just what they say, guys. You got to go back to the drawing board, get some crayons, get a sketcher out or something. He had to do something to improve a lot of things he didn't do. But guys, this is your boy T-Dub. Hopefully this breakdown live, because I am live. So if you come in here, guys, while I'm doing this, you can jump in a live chat. Tell me what you thought about the fight. I'm always here to comment with you below. Guys, and please do me a favor. Subscribe, like, and share. Guys, listen, you hold the power in your hand for T-Dub to get bigger. You hold the power for What's Blazing Sports to spread. For you guys to be part of What's Blazing the Sports. Help this grow. Help this become a movement. And guys, we can reach 1,000. I know we can. And then once we reach 1,000, we set our sights on 5,000. 20,000, and hey guys, the sky's the limit. T-Dub, What's Blazing in Sports? We are here live.